You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Comics YouTube channel, where I'm going to review Tim Drake Robin number 7. And most people know by now that Tim Drake Robin has been canceled. The book is sold awfully, and while there are a lot of reasons for that, the one that I'm going to concentrate on here is that it is a horribly written comic book that continues in this issue with the date night gone wrong. So very wrong. So let's just get into this. It's Tim Drake Robin number 7, written by Megan FitzMartin with art by Serge Acuna. And it's date night for Tim and Bernard, and while Tim struggles to get ready in time, we get Bernard's narration, which is a mix of impatient boyfriend and very annoying foodie. When Tim's finally ready, Bernard mentions his parents, while Tim says they should be proud of Bernard since he's majoring in biology and physics and will be a great chef. This points out one of the big problems of this series. Megan FitzMartin has done little to no character work since it began, and so she's shoving info at the reader like she's running a 2-minute offense. The parents are brought up because, surprise, surprise, they will be showing up in a page or two. The stuff about Bernard felt like it might be an inside joke, but who knows? I'm sure there are plenty of physicist chefs out there who excel at biology. I don't know. I will tell you, though, that Serge Acuna's art is outstanding. This is the art this book should have had from the get-go. Not everyone looking like a mannequin that might be melding like Riley Rossmo did. But even so, the art was never the worst part of this book. So we continue with Tim and Bernard arriving at a restaurant where, surprise, surprise, Bernard's parents arrive at the same time. Tim ducks out to go to the bathroom while Bernard's parents sneer and judge. The odd thing about this scene is that Tim actually seems like he really needs to go to the bathroom. It's not just him letting Bernard have some alone time with his parents, but it also feels like Tim might be seeing into the future. And before I forget, Bernard yells out, "Hope you have a successful pee," to Tim in the middle of this crowded fancy restaurant. Now, I said that Tim might be able to see into the future because when the restaurant is suddenly attacked by Firefly, Tim's already dressed in his Robin costume and fights Firefly immediately. Then after tussling with him for a minute or two, Tim says he knows Firefly is working with someone. And really, it's only because Firefly is working with someone and FitzMartin can't figure out any other way to make it work, so she just forces it in here. So, the issue is bad up to this point. It's bad. But it now becomes way, way worse. To set the scene here, the entire restaurant is now in flames. Firefly has set the restaurant on fire. And I'm not talking just a minor fire. This place is full out disco inferno. However, nobody seems concerned about that. And after Bernard's father tells his son he wishes he was never born, Bernard slowly does the Charlie Brown walk to sit and sulk on the front steps of the burning restaurant. In the background, we see that Robin has actually tied up Firefly in the burning restaurant. So Tim then changes out of his Robin costume and goes to comfort Bernard, still on the steps of a burning restaurant. Then they hug and casually talk as they walk away from a burning restaurant. Tim Drake just leaves a burning restaurant with people still inside it. I'm telling you, you can't make this up. So with what looks like the whole block being engulfed in flames behind them, we get a Batman 66-like string of words that leads Tim to having a eureka moment. Oh my God, Firefly is working with phobia. What? At least it gets Tim to go back to the burning restaurant where we see it is still on fire. People are still inside, but everybody's there just standing around insulting each other instead of getting the hell out of there because, the whole place is on fire. Obviously, the only danger in a burning building is you might get your feelings hurt. And I understand because is there a bandage for a broken heart? I don't know. At this point, everything gets wrapped up fairly quickly. And the issue ends with Bernard hinting that he knows that Tim is Robin and Bernard's mom showing that she might not be as bad as we thought, even though we just met her. And seriously, this book sucks. Megan FitzMartin should not be writing superhero comics. And since it began, it felt like this was a book that instead of writing a superhero who just happens to be bisexual, we get a book with a bisexual person who may or may not be a superhero, because the way Tim acts, not very heroic in this issue, and that would be fine, except the superhero parts of the book are written so poorly that they go beyond feeling like just an afterthought. They become very, very painful to read. I said it already, Serge Acuna's art is great, but shining a turd just leaves you with a very shiny turd, and that's what this book is, a big, shiny turd. And it was rightfully canceled because only a handful of people are reading it, and only a couple of them could possibly be enjoying it. I'm one of the ones reading every issue. I can't say that I'm enjoying it. I end up looking at it like a train wreck. I also look at like pretty much I'm laughing at it, not with it. And I'm going to give this issue, Tim Drake Robin, number 7, a 3.5 out of 10. I think the art itself is worth 5 points. So you can do the math to figure out what I think about the writing. But thanks, everybody, for listening. And if you like what you saw and haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, enable the notifications, and let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Not just this issue, but the whole series in general. It has been tough. It has been tough to read and review. It's a train wreck. I said it already. And thankfully, it has been canceled. And hopefully, DC gets the idea. You have to have competent writers who want to write superhero comics, or at least know how to. And that's not what is happening in this book. So thanks, everybody. And I will talk to you all later.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.